Je sais qu'on réserve généralement les félicitations pour la fin, mais encore une fois, waouh! Merci beaucoup pour l'accueil, merci pour ce cadre magnifique, merci pour ce cadre convivial, merci pour l'organisation, merci pour le travail abattu jusque-là. Au moins j'ai déjà dit mes merci, j'ai plus besoin de les dire à la fin. Comme vous le savez, en fait, cette rencontre qui en est à sa 6e édition a commencé ici. Peut-être que je vais vous donner une minute pour mettre vos casques. Je vais parler entièrement en français. Ça va? Comme je disais, cette rencontre a commencé ici. Vous avez entendu la secrétaire exécutive le dire hier soir au cocktail. Mais en fait, elle a commencé à Rabat et elle a commencé dans cet hôtel et elle a commencé dans la même salle. Donc, ce n'est pas une coïncidence. On a voulu faire, en fait, si vous voulez, une espèce de retour aux sources. Et c'est plus qu'une conférence ou un atelier. C'est une parenthèse stratégique que nous aimons bien ouvrir et fermer une fois par an pour vous permettre, vous, directeurs généraux et commissaires généraux, d'appuyer un tout petit peu sur le bouton pause et réfléchir un peu sur vos orientations stratégiques pour l'année, pour le reste de l'année, en tenant compte des dynamiques internes et externes, et repartir d'ici vraiment mieux inspirés, mieux outillés et, très important, plus interconnectés entre vous. Parce que c'est aussi l'occasion d'échanger avec vos pairs pour renforcer les liens qui nous unissent au sein de la famille de la TAF. Donc on a voulu faire, comme je disais, un retour aux sources, non seulement en revenant à Rabat, mais également en faisant appel à des personnes qui ont inspiré le lancement de cette série de conversations en 2019. Et si vous me le permettez, j'aimerais ici reconnaître la présence parmi nous de l'ancien président de la TAF, le docteur Philippe Chaudier. Docteur Chaudier, s'il vous plaît. Qui est le commissaire général de l'Office togolais des recettes. Et j'aimerais également reconnaître parmi nous la présence de monsieur Pascal Rouganitoali, ancien membre du conseil de la TAF et ancien commissaire général de l'Office rwandais des recettes. Et bien entendu, permettez-moi de reconnaître également la présence ici de notre ancien secrétaire exécutif et précurseur de la TAF, monsieur Logan Ward. Votre présence ici, messieurs, rappelle que le leadership fiscal en Afrique est un relais intergénérationnel et nous vous remercions d'avoir répondu positivement à cet appel. Avant de passer au vif du sujet, j'ai juste quelques petites annonces. D'abord, la Direction générale des impôts a mis en place une application mobile qui est à votre disposition. Et pour y accéder, tout ce que vous avez à faire, c'est sortir votre téléphone portable, allumer la caméra, scanner le code QR qui est au dos de votre badge. C'est très important de le faire parce qu'il y a des informations qui sont déjà pré-peuplées dans l'application, mais on a besoin de confirmer 3 choses importantes. La première, c'est que vous répondez oui au dîner de gala. Je ne pense pas qu'on a mis l'option non. Donc tout le monde doit répondre oui. Donc oui au dîner de gala, vous allez y prendre part. Ensuite, l'excursion que nous aimons appeler en fait exercice de réseautage parce que ça permet de renforcer les liens entre vous. Donc vous répondez oui également. Et enfin, très important également pour votre retour, si vous voulez bien nous préciser les dates et l'heure de vos vols retour pour que l'équipe logistique puisse faire les arrangements nécessaires. Ensuite, je pense que vous avez eu le temps de faire le tour. Les salles d'eau se trouvent juste à l'extérieur en sortant par ici, à votre droite. Et je sais que vous êtes des personnalités très occupées. Je ne vous demanderai pas de fermer vos téléphones, mais si vous voulez bien vous assurer qu'ils sont en mode silence pour ne pas perturber les procédures. Monsieur le vice-président de la TAF, Monsieur le directeur général des impôts du Maroc, Mesdames et Messieurs les membres du Conseil de la TAF, Mesdames et Messieurs les directeurs généraux et commissaires généraux, Madame la secrétaire exécutive, Mesdames et Messieurs les équipes de direction de la Direction générale des impôts du Maroc et du secrétariat de la TAF, distingués invités, Mesdames et Messieurs, je n'ai pas de discours. Je meurs d'envie de vous souhaiter la bienvenue au Maroc, mais je ne le ferai pas. Cet honneur et cette distinction reviendra à notre hôte. Mon nom est Roméo Nkoulouela. Je suis responsable des relations extérieures et avec les membres au secrétariat de la TAF. Et mon rôle de circonstance, en fait, c'est de humblement vous guider tout au long de ces 2 jours en ce qui concerne le déroulement de cette rencontre. J'aurai l'occasion et le plaisir dans quelques minutes de vous présenter également la personne qui animera la grande partie de nos travaux en matière de leadership. Pour l'heure, je reviens à mon travail. J'ai l'honneur et le plaisir de céder le pupitre à un homme qui a souvent porté la voix de l'Afrique dans les instances fiscales internationales, notamment en tant que vice-président représentant de l'Afrique au sein du bureau du comité ad hoc chargé de la rédaction des termes de référence de la Convention cadre des Nations Unies sur la coopération fiscale internationale. Il est membre du Conseil de la TAF et directeur général des impôts du Maroc. Mesdames et Messieurs, sous vos applaudissements, votre hôte, Monsieur Younes Idriss Kaitouni.
Merci Roméo. Monsieur le vice-président de la TAF, Mesdames et Messieurs les membres du Conseil de la TAF, Mesdames et Messieurs les commissaires généraux et directeurs généraux des administrations fiscales des pays membres de la TAF, Madame la secrétaire exécutive, Monsieur le secrétaire exécutif sortant, cher Logan, Mesdames et Messieurs les membres du secret de la TAF, distingués invités, Mesdames et Messieurs. C'est avec un honneur tout particulier et une grande fierté que je me tiens devant vous aujourd'hui à l'occasion de la 6e édition de la masterclass de la TAF organisée ici au Maroc, terre d'histoire, de partage et d'engagement panafricain. Permettez-moi tout d'abord de féliciter Madame Marie Bain pour sa récente nomination en tant que nouvelle secrétaire exécutive de la TAF. Votre nomination, Madame, est le témoignage par nous, les pays membres, de notre reconnaissance pour votre sérieux, votre engagement exemplaire au profit de notre organisation, de nos pays membres. Je voudrais par la même occasion saisir cette opportunité pour rendre un hommage appuyé à M. Logan Worth pour son leadership exemplaire et pour le travail qu'il a accompli tout au long des années pour la TAF. Monsieur Worth, vous avez permis à notre organisation de rayonner tant sur le continent africain que sur le plan international. Grâce à votre engagement, la TAF est imposée en tant qu'organisation de référence des pays africains, porteuse de la voix de nos pays sur la scène internationale et vecteur de diffusion des meilleures pratiques au sein de nos pays. Je vous remercie également pour avoir ouvert grandes ouvertes les portes de la TAF au Maroc. Mesdames et Messieurs, le Maroc garde à cœur le souvenir symbolique de la conférence de Fès, où a germé l'idée même d'une organisation panafricaine de l'administration fiscale. Depuis 15 années déjà, se sont écoulées. 15 années de collaboration continue avec la TAF, de projets communs, d'initiatives structurantes et d'engagement sans relâche pour faire de la TAF un acteur de changement, de compétences et de souveraineté. Cette collaboration s'est concrétisée au Maroc par l'organisation des rencontres d'envergure, notamment le 4e congrès annuel du réseau de recherche fiscale en Afrique en 2018 et la première édition de la masterclass des dirigeants des administrations fiscales africaines en 2019. Le Maroc a toujours répondu favorablement au partage de bonnes pratiques et d'expériences, en priorité avec les pays membres de la TAF. Aussi, le Maroc participe activement aux différentes réunions de la TAF et est membre de différents comités, notamment le comité de gouvernance et de développement organisationnel, le comité sur l'échange de renseignements, le comité technique sur l'administration fiscale et le comité technique sur la fiscalité transfrontalière. Le Maroc a mis à disposition ses experts, pour accompagner la TAF dans le développement des capacités des administrations membres et est membre du réseau des femmes du secteur fiscal de la TAF. L'implication de la Direction générale des impôts aux travaux de notre association atteste de l'importance accordée par le Maroc aux travaux de notre organisation. Le Maroc donne, mais le Maroc reçoit énormément. La TAF nous permet de former nos équipes, de multiplier les occasions d'échange et de partage de bonnes pratiques, de nous permettre de mettre en garde contre les échecs et surtout de tisser de forts liens d'amitié entre les femmes et les hommes de nos administrations fiscales respectives. Mesdames et messieurs, la mobilisation des ressources intérieures demeure l'un des enjeux les plus importants pour les États africains. Elle est le socle de leur souveraineté économique et le levier indispensable de toute politique publique ambitieuse. La TAF, à travers ses programmes d'assistance technique, ses formations ciblées, ses publications et ses interventions stratégiques renforce la capacité de nos États à concevoir, piloter et évaluer les politiques fiscales efficaces, équitables et durables. L'unité d'intervention rapide mise en place par la TAF répondant aux préoccupations urgentes des administrations ainsi que les efforts déployés pour harmoniser les pratiques fiscales sur le continent témoignent d'une vision lucide, proactive et résolument tournée vers l'avenir. Mesdames et messieurs, alors que s'ouvrent les travaux de cette 4e édition de la masterclass sur le thème « Échange sur un leadership renforcé et l'amélioration de la collecte des impôts », je formule le vœu sincère que cette rencontre soit, pour chacune et chacun d'entre nous, un temps fort de réflexion, d'apprentissage mutuel et de consolidation des liens qui unissent nos administrations fiscales. Que ces journées d'échange soient fécondes en idées novatrices, en coopération renforcée et en perspectives audacieuses pour l'avenir de la fiscalité africaine. Permettez-moi pour conclure d'adresser à toutes et à tous la bienvenue la plus chaleureuse au Royaume du Maroc, terre d'hospitalité et de dialogue ouvert. Nous sommes vraiment honorés de vous accueillir et espérons que votre séjour parmi nous soit à la hauteur de vos attentes, aussi enrichissant sur le plan professionnel qu'agréable sur le plan humain. Je vous remercie pour votre attention.
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur le Directeur Général. Merci pour ces mots très inspirants et cet appel à la réflexion commune en tant que directeurs généraux et commissaires généraux dans l'intérêt de la fiscalité en Afrique. Mesdames et messieurs, j'aimerais maintenant inviter un visage qui vous est familier, un visage qui est familier dans les cercles de la diplomatie africaine et dans le monde de la fiscalité en Afrique, une femme de vision qui est en train et a transformé les défis fiscaux en opportunités africaines depuis plusieurs années déjà. C'est la nouvellement élue secrétaire exécutive de la TAF, Madame Mary Baïné.
Thank you, Romeo. Mr. Sam Shivute, the ATAF Vice Chairman and Commissioner, Namibia Revenue Agency, Mr. Younis Idrissi Kaituni, Director General, Direction Générale des Impôts of Morocco and member of ATAF Council, Commissioners General and Directors General here present and those online, distinguished invited speakers, Mr. Pascal Ruganinwari, the former Commissioner General of Rwanda Revenue Authority, and Mr. Logan Watt, our very own former Executive Secretary, distinguished members of the Moroccan Revenue Agency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, bonjour à tous, and assalamu alaikum. I wish to welcome you all to this 6th Heads of Tax Masterclass here in Morocco. And I want to really start by thanking you, Mr. Kaituni, and your team for the excellent hospitality and the warmth and excellence that comes with it. I really want to say that this masterclass and the first masterclass have all been organized with excellence and perfection, and I have every confidence that we'll not only get a lot from the discussions here, but we'll also enjoy ourselves. So thank you on behalf of all of us. And I want to thank the audience for clapping before I asked you. I also want to say right from the outset that I want to thank you, the heads of tax administrations, because you're the reason why we are here today. And it is our hope that within the next 3 days, we'll be able not just to sharpen our skills in leadership, but we'll also be able to catch up with some of the emerging issues in the tax arena, and finally, to be able to build strong networks that will enable us to collaborate and to work well as we go along. But as we're talking about leadership, I want to digress a bit and tell you about something that some of you may not know. In our midst today is Mr. Sam Shivute, and the Vice Chair of ATAF. But I wanted to tell you that Mr. Sam Shivute was recently awarded by Brand Africa in leadership and public service. So I thought I would mention it here today, that as we come here to hone our skills in leadership, we already have a leader of his level in our midst, and we are proud to have you. I also want to recognize Mr. Logan Watt and Mr. Pascal Ruganinwari, who have greatly served our continent in your different roles. Mr. Pascal as the head of the RRA Revenue Agency, and I want to thank you for accepting to be our speaker here, and to thank Mr. Logan Watt as well for finding the time to come and be with us so that we can continue to chart the leadership efficiency on the continent, and also to afford Mr. Watt and all of us an opportunity to thank him for the great work that he did for the continent, and also to be able to come and, interact with you as he goes into his retirement. So thank you, Mr. Watt. So let me give context to this masterclass and some of the challenges that we face today. We meet at a time when tax policy and administration landscape is under immense strain. Recent protests in some of our member states, some of the states in the East African region, in the West African region and South Africa, reminds us that introducing new taxes is no longer enough. Citizens now expect efficiency, fairness, and visible value in return. The first Commissioner General, I hail from Rwanda, and the first Commissioner General that we had in Rwanda was a Ghanaian. He was called Mr. Edward Larobi Siao. I'm sure most of you know about Mr. Siao. And he used to tell us that being a Commissioner General, a Director General, a head of tax, is one job where getting 100% is never enough. For you to be called or considered remotely successful, you must exceed the 100%. That is why when we attain our targets, we are thanked. But we are appreciated only when we surpass our targets. And today, more than ever, that is actually true because of the status of the world. Because as you know, in Africa, for us to meet the Sustainable Development Goals, we need at least 400 billion, according to the 400 billion USD, according to the African Development Bank, while our tax to GDP ratio remains at around 15 as an average. In the face of ODA declining, it means that everybody is looking at the gentlemen and ladies in this room to sustain their countries. And if you listen carefully, the outcome of the recently concluded Forum for Development, the Fourth Forum for Development in Sevilla, Spain, also known as the Compromiso de Spain to Seville, it is singly considered that the only sustainable way of sustaining our countries will be through domestic revenue mobilization. And that's what makes it very important today for us to be leaders that will lead our teams to collect this revenue to enable our countries to grow. So a leader, like John Maxwell said, is one who knows the way, who goes the way, and who shows the way. And so, as I assume my role as the new Executive Secretary, I first want to thank you all for having expressed your confidence in me. And my pledge is that I'll do my best to build on what was built in what was done in the last 15 years, to take it up to a greater level, and to work with you to make sure that our work, which will be member-centric, impactful, governance, robust partnerships, and financial sustainability focused, will ensure that we go to another level in the 44 member countries. Commissioners General, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to say that each of us must strive to lead administrations that are agile and able to adapt to external pressures. Administrations that are data-driven, unlocking the potential of technology and analytics to inform decisions and collaborative in nature. It is critical that we understand that we must link what we do every day. And here I want to connect our work to a quote that I got from the head of UNAIDS, the Executive Director of UNAIDS, Madam Winnie Byanyima, who said that tax justice today is life or death. And over-reliance on aid is causing health services to be in a catastrophic state if we do not come up and get our taxes in order. And that is a quote from Madam Winnie Byanyima. So we must relate what we do with what is going on globally. And so there are opportunities, and those opportunities are like what we have here in the masterclass. So the way we have organized the masterclass is that we will address people leadership. We will look at policy and how we can advise our governments, but most importantly, we'll also engage in emerging tax issues and be able to participate in global tax governance for the sovereignty, or for tax sovereignty on our continent. And so, as I close, and my closing challenge, I want to talk about a quote that was by President Ronald Reagan, when he said, "The greatest leader isn't necessarily the one who does the greatest things. He is the one who gets people to do the greatest things." And so this masterclass shouldn't be just a meeting. It should be a call to action. The intention here is that we live and with lessons to modernize our administrations, to foster public trust in our administrations, and to work together as a continent to deliver results, improved revenues, reduce poverty, and add to the good lives of our citizens. And so as I conclude, I want to thank our hosts, Morocco, once again for embodying African hospitality and leadership, to thank you all for turning up in very, very big numbers, and in particular I want to recognize the Commissioner General of Egypt, my sister, Ms. Rasha Radi, for coming here for the first time, Mr. Hamadou Diana, the Director General of Mali, and Mr. Humphrey Watanga, the Commissioner General of Kenya Revenue Authority, who are coming here for the first time. We really want to thank you for joining us this time around. And to everybody around the room, I hope you enjoy the masterclass as much as the Directors General. It's not only limited to the you in front, and even us at the back must also learn and hear from what is here today. So I wish everybody a productive meeting and an inspiring masterclass. Thank you, and may God bless you.
Thank you very much, ES. Well, going to pick up the pace. You've noticed I've switched to English because my next speaker is someone I want to introduce knowing that he understands every word that I'm saying. He is a dynamic leader, and he's known to merge visionary public service, as you heard earlier, with personal empowerment and strategic mentorship. He's recognized both nationally and continentally for championing fiscal reforms and inspiring individuals and teams and his entire organization. He's also our gender champion and, like I said, a well-known motivational speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the Vice Chairman of ATAF, Mr. Sam Chivoti.
Director of Proceeding, my brother Romeo, thank you for your kind introduction. Master Jonas Idris Kaitoni, the Director General of the Directorate of Taxes of the Kingdom of Morocco, and our very great host. Commissioner Generals, Director Generals, Commissioners, Deputy Commissioner Generals, Deputy CGs. I want to recognize Dr. Philip, the former chairperson of ATAF. Let me recognize all members of council present here and former council members. Ms. Mary Bain, ATAF Executive Secretary, thank you for that wonderful inspiration. Master Rogan Watt, founding and former Executive Secretary of ATAF, we thank you. Distinguished speakers, moderators, the ATAF Secretariat, you make things happen, and I would want to recognize you together with a local organizing committee, and I know that later you have done a great job as well. We recognize you. Colleagues, friends, brothers and sisters, Master Anciano, Damian Anciano, one of the best coaches in Africa, we'll hear from you later. A very good morning to all of you. Before I unpack my remarks, I wanted to share a lesson that I learned from John Maxwell, and I see our Executive Secretary spoke about John Maxwell. John Maxwell said, when we are gathered in a gathering like this, either a workshop or a masterclass or a conference, we should always use the concept of ACT. What does ACT stand for? A stands for apply, that which we are going to learn from here, be it from former CG Pascal, be it from Rogan, be it from any other speaker, we should be able to apply it. If we are not able to apply that which we are going to learn from here, then it will not help us. The C stands for change. Either we change to start doing something or to stop doing something. Because if you're not changing, change is the only thing which is constant, and therefore the C stands for change. Then the T stands for teaching or training. Because that which we are going to learn today and tomorrow here, or during the gala dinner, if we are not able to teach those who are not here, then again our being here will not be that much of value. And therefore, whilst we are talking about the ACT, I also want to talk about that which Lee Kuan Yew once argued, and he said, when a group of people are gathered together like we are gathered here, with a common purpose, with a common objective, something significant, something meaningful is likely to come out of such a gathering. For African, it has been part of our culture, coming together and share and learn from one another, and that's what we are doing. This is in line with what all Pan-Africanists must be able to do. Now, at the beginning, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, allow me to express our heartfelt gratitude and collective appreciation to Master Kaitoni, the Director General of the Directorate of Taxes of the Kingdom of Morocco, his entire team, and the people of the Kingdom of Morocco for graciously hosting us in this beautiful city of Rabat. We are very grateful. Give him a round of applause, please. It is in the forums like this that we reaffirm an African truth, that if you want to go fast, go alone. But if we want to go far, you must go together. And therefore this morning we are gathered here and we will hold hand as we go together. I was very happy when I heard that 6 years ago, this place, this city, is where the ATAF Head of Tax Administration Masterclass was birthed. And I'm very happy that we are here because we are always told that coming together is a beginning. Staying together is progress. And when we work together, that is the true definition of success. Ladies and gentlemen, I also want to take this opportunity to congratulate Ms. Mary Bain for your appointment, as ATAF Executive Secretary. Just like Romeo have indicated as well, you have served Africa very well. You have served ATAF very well. You have been there right from the beginning. And we are very happy for the former Executive Secretary that he left the office, and the office was left in good shape because there's a great leader who is ready to serve Africa and to serve ATAF. And the Secretariat as well, they continue shining and doing a great job. Give them a round of applause. I just want you to know that as council member, we have 100%, and members of ATAF, we have 100% confidence in your expertise, your passion, and your capacity to lead this organization into next chapter. We are very, very confident about that. Likewise, my sincere appreciation goes to Master Rogan Walt, whose leadership ensured that Africa's taxation narrative is now firmly embedded in the global agenda. You cannot go anywhere in the world where is the global agenda on taxation and ATAF is not on the table. You can go to New York, to Norway, and about 3 weeks ago we were just in Sevilla, Spain, and the most dominant topics and side events, it's all about ATAF. And therefore, when I called out your name, I didn't just say former Executive Secretary. I referred to you as a founding Executive Secretary of ATAF, and you must be very, very proud knowing that you started building. You must be very proud knowing that you have established, together with this great team, a very formidable and great world-class institution. We are saying world-class, but one thing that makes us happy about this organization is that it's an organization, an African organization, where you will find employees and those serving there from North Africa, from Southern Africa, from Western Africa, from East Africa, a true African institution that is doing great job, not only in the continent, but on a global stage, just like you demonstrated in Sevilla, Spain, 2-3 weeks ago. Give him a last round of applause. Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, why does Head of Tax Administration Masterclass matters? Colleagues, leading tax administration in today's environment is more demanding and daunting than ever. As Ngonzi Onkonyo Iweala wisely stated. She used to be the Minister of Finance twice in Nigeria and now the Director General of the World Trade Organization, and she was with us in Sevilla, Spain. She once argued and said, tax is not just about collecting money. It is more about collecting, it's not only about collecting money, it's about building a contract of trust between citizen and the state. As you know, the states have a social contract to fulfill. The work that we collectively do is the work that helps the state to fulfill that social contract. The work that we do is the work that capacitates the state to deliver on their developmental agenda. The work that you do, even though sometimes some people feel it's it's a thankless job, we don't need to be thanked because our heart and our conscience, we are already fulfilled because it's a job that capacitates the state to deliver on its developmental agenda. So you do a very, very great, important work, ladies and gentlemen. We cannot, over the next 3 days, we must engage in robust and frank manner. We need to sharpen the efficiency of our tax administration and unlock domestic resource mobilization, which that call is fully aligned with the FFD4 commitments on country ownership and accountability. Ladies and gentlemen, 2015, when the Addis Ababa Action Agenda was committed in Addis Ababa, I was told by those who were in those meetings that tax administration commissioner generals were not present. But if there's someone who was in Addis Ababa 10 years ago, can you put up your hand, please? Okay, thank you. Now, it's in Addis Ababa Action Agenda that commitments were made by developing countries for them to fund domestic resource mobilization, but on that table, we were not represented. I'm very happy to inform you that during the Compromiso de Sevilla, or the FFD4, what we call the 4th International Conference on Finance for Development, at least tax administration was on the table. ATAF was invited to represent all member states, and 4 commissioner generals were also supposed to be there, but eventually 3 turned up. I was very fortunate that I was also in the plenary. I was in the room when the world leaders and the ministers of finance were making the commitments that now become Compromiso de Sevilla. The commitments, Sevilla commitments. We need to know this commitment by heart, because it's through those commitments that our work for the next 10 years are defined. It's in Sevilla that the work that we do, domestic resource mobilization, was put on the top agenda for the commitment has been made. So let's know these 25 commitments. Let's know these 130 agenda items that have to be implemented. But what came out is that the only way to sustainably fund our development in our jurisdiction is through domestic resource mobilization. The world leaders have made commitment that taxation systems must be strengthened. The world leaders have made commitment that we need to fight and combat illicit financial flow. It was also in Sevilla that ATAF was invited, and I was also invited by what we call Team Europe initiatives, where money has been made available by the likes of Finland, Sweden, France, and Germany to fund any ATAF member state, or ATAF and any other ATAF member state who is serious and want to fight illicit financial flows. As a continent that is serious about developing, we continue to suffer as a result of illicit financial flows. We need to measure and know how much are we suffering from there to make sure we really strengthen domestic resource mobilization. As I move to conclude, I just want to indicate that there is a need, and I'm very happy that the Secretariat and the Executive Secretary invited Master Damien Anciano, one of Africa's best coach. He have done it time and again. And his focus is really on leadership and thought leadership and transformational leadership. And I think we will challenge him and really get a lot of those concepts that can help us. Because for us to be able to help our jurisdiction, our countries to really sustainably fund the development of Africa, we need a change in mindset. We need a new way of leading. We need to focus on visional and transformational leadership, knowing very well that everything falls and rises on leadership. And therefore, let's not take leadership for granted. Therefore, we are here to sharpen the future. To sharpen the future. We cannot change the past, but we have the power to shape the future. And therefore, as we are gathered here, let's connect. Let's learn from everyone. You are all, and one reason why I was super excited yesterday is that every time I'm in the company of colleagues from tax administration, irrespective of position, I feel I'm in a company of greatness. Because you can learn from everyone. And therefore, let's connect, let's learn from one another, and let's believe in mentorship, let's continue believing in coaching, let's make use of this great opportunity so that something meaningful, something significant can come out of this. And therefore, I'm really confident that this masterclass will equip us with actionable strategy to lead with resiliency. To know that, as we have been told, that aid and official development assistance is dwindling. To believe in ourselves, to know that yes, it's dwindling, but we can. We look at that as a crisis or as a storm, but we will navigate this storm, not only to come out of the storm, but to thrive after that storm. And therefore, ladies and gentlemen, allow me then to officially, or it gives me pleasure, to officially declare the 6th ATAF Head of Tax Administration Masterclass official open. And I thank you.
C'est officiellement ouvert. Juste quelques petites annonces. On va prendre une pause de quelques minutes avant d'entrer dans le vif du sujet. Avant la pause, j'ai une ou deux annonces. D'abord, il y aura la photo de famille, la photo de groupe. Une première qui va se passer ici dans la salle et à laquelle, disons, toutes les personnes qui sont assises dans le premier cercle sont invitées. Donc, si vous êtes directeur général, commissaire général, invité spécial, secrétaire exécutif, vous êtes convié à cette photo de groupe. Ensuite, il y aura une plus grande photo de groupe à l'extérieur à laquelle tout le monde est convié. Donc, tout le monde dans cette salle, à l'exception des médias qui vont prendre la photo, sont conviés à l'extérieur. Donc, on va commencer par la première photo de groupe ici. Les directeurs généraux, commissaires généraux et les représentants des directeurs généraux et commissaires généraux, les invités spéciaux, Madame la secrétaire exécutive, si vous voulez bien vous avancer à l'avant pour la photo de groupe. Nous allons prendre une pause d'à peu près 20 minutes pour revenir à 10h30. Après la photo de groupe, il y aura une conférence de presse à laquelle sont conviés Madame la secrétaire exécutive, Monsieur le directeur général des impôts du Maroc et Monsieur le vice-président de la TAF. Vous suivrez mon collègue Ziggy qui va vous orienter vers la salle où se tiendra la conférence de presse. Merci. On se retrouve à 10h30 exactement. Merci.